up to at least 500 people. Dream chasing, but I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I appreciate that, man, dude. I appreciate that. We're almost at 300. Keep running that up, and shout out to everyone on Twitch. But yeah, let's start with Edu's press conference. I keep saying press conference. I don't know why. The article. Now, Edu's been on a bit of a PR machine, and there's a couple of other comments there. But Edu on his Arsenal plan, Saka's contract, and cleaning the squad. How long is this article first? Bloody hell, bloody hell, bloody hell. Wait for a minute. Still, but anyways, going back to the beginning, it's important people understand, says Edu, because if you don't understand, it's difficult to support or even difficult to judge. Exactly. That's why you can have an opinion, but without knowing all the variables, you shouldn't consider that that's the only reality. There's many different variables. The problem is many people don't think about things in life like that. They only judge things at face value or popular belief. Again, we know communication is a big part of Edu's job. I'm not going to waste my time with the added think pieces. Big up James McNicholas, but you lot are on my channel, so you have a certain intelligence level. So we're just going to scroll to specifically what the big man has said. We have a strategy, we have ideas, we have a plan. You like it or you don't, that's fine. I accept that, but I say a lot of people have to understand what you're going to do. People have to really get the idea, then let's judge it. And I think that is true, people. Edu on when the club began to implement the current strategy. With all due respect, the plan started really when we decided to change Una Emre in November 2019. That was my first planning, to go to the board, explain to them the reason we want change, the reason we want to go to a different direction. The idea behind it was to have a coach with a very clear idea, a very clear plan, very clear structure, how he wants to play. And from that, we're going to build something together. If you have a coach and it's difficult to read how he plays in terms of system characteristics, it makes our life super complicated. And then we can make a lot of mistakes on recruitment because we don't really understand. And it's not really easy to find the right player for the right system, for the right coach. And I mean, Edu won the battle in it because Sanye's gone, the man who signed Pepe, the man who wanted Emre to get a new deal. Emre's gone. And he's got his duns, man, really. Edu's onto him, really. Scrolling all the way down, we've scrolling all the way down. He said, if you have a coach and it's difficult to read how he plays in terms of system characteristics, it makes our life super complicated. And then we can make a lot of mistakes on recruitment because we don't really understand. And it's not easy to find the right player for the right system, for the right coach. To be fair, he did want Thomas Partey. He did want Zaha instead of Pepe. He did want Nkunku. It's well documented. Emre wanted a couple. Done still. Emre was a bit of a madman, but he knew ball slightly. Emre should have got clipped. Emre should have got clipped, really, but he's a bit harsh, really. Sometimes look at the message, not necessarily the messenger. We had to be really brave to make the decision in the middle of the season because internal people said to me, wow, we never did that before. I said, no problem. In Brazil, we do that a lot. Don't worry. Of course, I'm joking, but I said, no, we'll be fine. But if you already have diagnosed, it's not our plan. As soon as possible, or you're going to postpone. In football, sometimes the decision has to be made quickly. It hurts, it's challenging, but it has to be done. It makes sense that Edu recognizes the termination of Emre's contract as the true starting point for his Arsenal tenure. After all, he wasn't around when Emre was appointed. At that time, Arsenal was still considering the appointment of Emre's long-time collaborator, Monchi, who's obviously there at Sevilla, which again could have been interesting, could have been bad, could have been amazing. I guess from an Arsenal perspective, people then will never know. Keep your opinions coming. I will spin the block, but obviously we're going through what we're going through, people. Although Edu was too courteous to say explicitly the interference appeared to be Emre's Arsenal were muddled with a team confusing identity, certainly that was the perception of onlookers. Again, that's true. Edu on choosing Mikel. When I met Mikel, I went to his house. We had a great relationship straight away. Then I see this guy has a plan, a football plan, the style, players, characteristics, very technical points, how he wants to play, people inside or external, how we're going to press. It's a lot of technical stuff. And he showed me he had a very clear idea of how he wants to play football, which again helps us to make decisions. Now he's going to make the club's life easier. I don't know about that, but let's see, man. Then I give to the club of a 5-year plan. I said to Mikel on the board, guys, 2022-23 will be the season we're going to be much better. I hope so. Again, I can only go off what words. We're going to be much better. Much better is subjective, but that tells me in May of 2023 we should be saying something better. And if we're not, if it works, you deserve all the praise. If not, why didn't it work? We have to be patient. It would be impossible to take everyone out. Need good decisions. We need to be brave. We're going to face some difficult moments with players, agents, but that's the plan. That's true. Again, apparently he's thrown the gauntlet down. Apparently, Edu, as early as December 2020, The Athletic reported he believed the squad would and could only be truly competitive in time for the 2022-23 season. Would you look at that Arsenal squad and say the word competitive? I hope so, but I don't know. And so I'd have to say no at this moment. During the conversation, Edu admitted qualifying for the Champions League last season would have put the club a year ahead of schedule. That makes it clear the aim for 2022-23 is to return to Europe's elite competition. I mean, Arteta said it, Edu said it, Xhaka said it, Odegaard said it, Partey said it, the youth man around the team said it, so it makes sense, people. Really and truly, there can be no excuses potentially, man. Big up Pie Hard, Try Hard for that as well, man. Appreciate you for resubscribing with Amazon Prime. I see that. So we would have been a year ahead of schedule. Maybe that's why, to a degree, we was a bit complacent, really. No, we would have been a year ahead of schedule. So we're on schedule, really, allegedly. Whatever this schedule is, I don't buy into the schedule stuff, but I do like what we're doing. Listen to learn to listen, G1. Moving like Sancho in the final third. Edu's respect for Arteta was apparent throughout. He was at pains to point out that the squad building strategy is not purely his own, blah, 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 scrolling all the way down. Edu's stopgap signings didn't really work. Willian didn't work. Cedric didn't work. Pablo Marie did not work. David Luiz was a better player than given credit, but ultimately did not work per se. We presented to the board our plan. We received a lot of good messages. And during that journey, that 2 years, David Luiz and William were the players we considered at the moment, players to help a little bit to maintain the short term in a good level. Sometimes when you do cheap things, it's expensive. Right or wrong, that was the idea, because I'd say William free, wow. If he's feeling well, he's going to help us for sure for short periods. Nope. David Luiz with experience and knowledge of the Premier League, okay, for short periods. Maybe the process he's going to help us. Works, doesn't work, but the idea was there. In any process, mistakes will be made, blah, blah, blah. That's McNicholas. Edu on cleaning the squad. Listen, for me, there are three elements in which in my role, I have to be really prepared to be strong on the message to the players. When the player is 26 plus, big salary and not performing, he's killing you. Psh, Pepe, Marie, Cedric, many more. He's killing you. That kind of player, because you Arsenal, London, beautiful, everything's fantastic and has a good salary. How do you move this player on? So how many players with that kind of characteristics did we have in the past? 80% of the squad. That's why I said to them when I made my plan, guys, it's not easy to clean the squad straight away because most of these players have 2 or 3 year contracts. And I mean, you look at Ozil, Socrates, hella people. I would say there's still guys that are comfortable in the squad at this moment in time, really. But yeah, Emre wanted Maguire. Can we rise up some evidence for that? I don't know for that. So yeah, he's right. Of those players, however, only Martinez, Willock, and Iwobi have moved for fees. Willing to get fees for the departing players. If you imagine, oh, no problem, this season we're going to expose the player a little bit more and then we'll sell them. No, be realistic. You don't want to sell the player. Try to avoid 1 more year with the problem inside in the dressing room. Expensive, not performing. Clean it, take it out. Even, pardon me, I'm sorry if you have to pay to leave. It's better because that guy is sometimes also blocking someone. That's true. I know it hurts. I know it's changed when I go to the board and say sometimes it's better to pay a player to leave than maintain them. But I consider it an investment. Sometimes people say it's expensive. No, it's it's not an investment, bro. We're just biting the bullet. Big up Edu, but this is the only thing I think you're trying shit with people. But someone will pay if you sell them. No, guys, if the player's above 26, 27 and not performing big salary, no chance. But there's also been big players on big salaries at other clubs. People have been able to pull a rabbit out the hat. We can't just keep ripping up contracts of players that are stale goods. And when you look at where Willian is concerned, you gave him that. Aubameyang, you lot gave him that deal as well. So that's you lot's problems, really. Stop doing that then. I hear it. It's better to get the problem out, but that is a territory Arsenal need to be moving away from. You know, let's hope that's the beginning of the end, man. We need to stop looking at that, really, because what's next? Paying up the contract of these guys in their late 20s in 2023 because we can't move them on in Jan and we don't want them to wait a season. That's Maitland-Niles, Bellerin, Pepe, etc. It's a dangerous precedent to set. He said, tell me how many players in the squad we have with those negative characteristics today. Very little, people. Probably about 1 where Pepe's, well, what I would call the squad, Pepe, Marie. I don't think Cedric is that, to be fair. He's seen as a guy around the change rooms and stuff. But in terms of on big money, more than he'd get at anywhere else and his ability to perform, I throw him and Pepe into that. So maybe there's them regards there. And I know El Nene is a decent player, and he's, you know, I don't think El Nene is happy to be on the bench. He's a good guy, but, you know, you could extend that to El Nene, complacent, happy to be here, you know. I'm not saying El Nene can't help you, but do you feel El Nene is a Champions League player or a player that can make you stronger with that beyond the Arsenal Disneyland Channel stuff? Probably not. So it's quite, you know, funny how that one there applies, really. But he is right. He said, I could tell you next summer, have a look at the valuation of the players we have, the group, the age of the group that we have, and the salaries that we have today. Now, as part of the plan, we create value in our players today. And that's true. You know, if there's resale value with Jesus, Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, potentially with Eddie Nketiah and many others throughout the squad. How are you saying Pepe DG when Xhaka is still starting in this team? Because Xhaka's playing week in, week out. So he's not one of these. He said there's expensive players that are kind of on the fringes. Xhaka's not that. Xhaka's one of the first names on the team sheet in Arteta. You know, you're saying Xhaka because you don't like Granit Xhaka. You know, he's favoured on and off the field. He plays week in, week out. You know, you've never had to question his commitment. So that's how I'm saying Pepe really. Emre wanted Maguire. Where's someone rise up the evidence of Emre wanting Maguire, bro? Because let me tap that in as well. I need to see that. Runnerson's one. I wouldn't throw Matt Turner into that. If he wanted Harry Maguire, then Emre, boy, you might have been better for us. Oh, he did. To be fair, thanks for that. I mean, they all get one wrong. He wanted Zaha, to be fair, and Partey. And did he not want Nzonzi? If he wanted Maguire, thank God he got rid of him. But yeah, that's why I wouldn't say Xhaka. Would Xhaka be playing week in, week out? But you can't listen to what we're listening to with Edu right here and draw a conclusion of Granit Xhaka. Is Xhaka probably comfortable in London? Yes. Why would you stay at the club? You're comfortable at the club with your players you're playing. Your family's good. You can be comfortable. But he's not that. Pepe is hanging around like a bad smell and all these other names. So I don't know what we're talking about. To be fair, Maguire wasn't Bandulu then, true, and Arsenal probably would have walked away. There's no reality Arsenal paying 80 million for Maguire, even though we have spent a pretty penny. So yeah, we know Arsenal and Arteta and Edu specifically have tried to reset a cultural change. So yeah, that's true. Edu on the timing of Arteta's contract. On me, I think the timing was. I think that in general, I see why Arteta would get a new deal. I would think that we should hold off until that contract. Listen, where it talks around getting Saka to sign a new deal, bringing Jesus and these guys. If the manager's on a long-term deal, then I get it. It gives clarity as much as football is volatile. But at other clubs, I don't think Arteta gets that contract very quickly as he did, and especially not the timing of it. But if we're still on task with this project and things, then it's a bit irrelevant when he is getting that really and truly. But Edu has said, I was an important part of this process as well. Of course, I can recommend, I can talk, but the decision in the end is for the owners and the board. But it was part of the plan as well, because we had discussions where we said, okay, now we're going to face a transfer window. And if you want to be a club like Arsenal, for people to see us very well organized, very well planned, our manager has to be renewed, because the agents and the players can say, okay, no, he's our manager. He's our coach, sorry, he's our manager, and he's going to be here with us for a minimum of 3 more years. That's how to avoid any doubts when you're going to sign a player. And I hope that gives him comfortability to have a sense of urgency, because as much as I like Arteta and wouldn't sack him, there's been periods where managers can and have been sacked for less elsewhere. So fair enough. Edu on why Arsenal failed to make top 4. Failed to get our heads in order when at crunch time, failed to, draw games where we was losing, failed at times to win games where we was winning from winning positions, struggled to break down low blocks. We didn't draw too many, but Burnley comes to mind, Crystal Palace home and away comes to mind, dealing with any away game 9 times out of 10, Man United, Old Trafford, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Brighton, yeah, we won at Chelsea and that, but yeah, and West Ham, but do you get it, people? These things come to mind, people, if I'm completely honest. So, yeah, man. And obviously, you could look at the start of the season, whether it was COVID or whatever. You could look at January. You could look at over-reliance on young players. There's several. It's not just one. It's like a cocktail as to why we didn't get fourth, really. So we can say, oh, last August, we didn't expect fourth or, and whatnot, and not get it and say it was a better season. We can completely, eradicate the fact for some pessimistic Arsenal fans that we didn't expect fourth, let alone fifth last August, or we can consider both. And this is where we're our own worst enemies, As much as Spurs and Conte got it going, we shot ourselves in the foot. I didn't say El Nene couldn't be a good squad player, and Milner's twice the player El Nene is. I'm just saying the air of comfortability. El Nene knows he's not going to play all the time. He loves Arsenal. He's on a big wage. He's got his former manager as his former teammate as his thingy. He's probably got him more wages than he wants here. You know, El Nene could have been a contract torn up because he didn't get sold to anywhere in Turkey or go off the back of that loan spell. I don't believe that with El Nene. I just think, you know, you need to look at it just because we like El Nene and Pepe's days are numbered. It's kind of the same. He's at an age now where maybe, you know, he's comfortable as well. You know, again, you're talking to someone who bigs up Ray Parlour day in, day out, hardly a world beater. So I think I know that squad can't be full of world beaters. So it is what it is. Anywho, moving away from that. To be fair, another club probably just signs 2 midfielders and doesn't give El Nene a new deal, but we could do a lot worse than keep El Nene, as I've maintained. I felt in some important moments we needed players like players we are signing today. In those kind of moments, Gabriel Jesus, we're going to play an important game. Pressure. We have to win the game to be in the Champions League. You need a squad with an attitude of, I want to kill someone, you know, and that's true. I'm not saying we don't have a good squad, but we need a bigger squad with personalities. And I think considering there's a lot of work to do in terms of outgoings, I think that's an important comment because our unpopular opinion, I said it yesterday, our squad's like, yeah, you could say we've got a bloated squad, but when you start stripping it down to players we actually believe in, players that have no speculation over their futures, it's very little, you know. Again, there's sporting reasons to keep Pepe, to keep Leno, to keep Torreira, for example. But all of their future, you know, suddenly if Leno goes, and I don't think everyone will go, but if Bellerin goes, if Leno goes, if Ainsley Maitland-Niles goes, if Pepe goes, if Marie goes, if half of these guys go, the squad is quite thin, really, and that was a problem of last year. And I think that's something, you know, that we need to address. But he's right. We do need personality killers. And when you look at Zinchenko, when you look at Jesus, when you look at, I'd say Martinelli's got that for me. We need a bit more of that. Gabriel, I think Saliba's mentality is lit. And, you know, you hope we can build something special, really and truly, with Arteta's having these players that he actually believes in. But we need a bigger squad with personalities, with behaviours. I think Ramsdale's got that about him as well. That say, I don't lose that game. I will kill someone, but I don't lose the game. I think we've added more players with that kind of mentality, character, better yet. So, yeah, it's nice to say we've added killers, man. On if Arsenal have introduced the winning mentality. Unpopular opinion, I don't think you need to be a winner to have a winning mentality. There's millionaires out there and people that haven't got much that have the same mentality. As long as you get up and you have you want to win in life. You want to win. You want to get up. You want to handle business. You want to deal with what you need to, whether that's 9 to 5, paying your bills, you know, learning whatever courses you need that. And I do think I look at that squad. I don't see what I would call joke men. I think even the experienced players, I don't think Cedric is very good, but I get a sense of urgency from even Cedric. I like what El Nene does, you know. Obviously, the actual lit players, I think Odegaard, because he's not ugly in that, he's a bit of a pretty boy. People don't look at the mentality, you know. I think he's got a certain ilk. I think Ben White is a bit like Odegaard in that. I think Lokonga's got mentality, even though it's not really reflected. I think Jesus and Zinchenko have that as well. You know, I think Saka and these guys would have learned that. I think Martinelli definitely has that. You know, Gabriel, Saliba have that. Tomiyasu, to a degree, has that. He just does his job. Tierney's got that when fit. But again, everyone, you know, if you've got a squad of that, then there's certain things that don't need to be explained. There's certain things you need to do. And I would like to see it. You know, we want to be the best in all aspects. We don't just want to do it on occasion against United, against Chelsea, and the defeat against City at the Emirates. That becomes the minimum. Cutting open teams like we've seen with some of the passing in pre-season becomes a minimum. That grit to not be broken down defensively. We need to crave clean sheets, and we finished 5th with clean sheets. We need to crave clean sheets, that perfect performance, that perfection, as much as we like waffling about these 10, 20, 30 pass moves that end up in goals, people. We need to. And I think we don't do that enough, if I'm honest with you. It needs to become the minimum. As much as, you know, as much as I love what these lot are doing, we're in a dangerous scenario at Arsenal where we're praising people for working hard and leaving it all in the ring. And I can't blame us. We've been starved of that. But in life, you know, in you lot's walk of life, you shouldn't be praised of, and myself, you shouldn't be praised of just being good and whatnot. You know, you need to go out there with hunger. You need to, a football career is short. I know these men are early 20s, some of them, majority of them, early to mid 20s, but it's short. It's going to go like that. You know, you're going to, in Zinchenko's case, you're going to be cooling with your grandkids in Ukraine. Jesus is going to be in Brazil. You want to have no regrets. Play every flipping game like you never get another opportunity. Like God said to you, it's over. That is the mentality we need, not just for every 5 good points, there's 5 bookie points, because we are a mixed bag. We are our own worst enemy. We can be amazing some weeks, even when key players are not there, like you saw when we beat Chelsea United and West Ham United. We could be rubbish when everyone's there. It's that mentality. It's that you need, and we need more consistency. We're playing a lot more fixtures. There's going to be times where things don't go well. It's a season. Nothing ever goes 100%. So we'll have to see what's going on there, people. For sure, talk to Jesus, talk to Zinchenko, talk to Fabio Vieira. And obviously, Fabio Vieira's won a title at Porto, so it's there. Points to head. He's here to win. I hope so. You know, I hope we're all friends. But Zinchenko should say, fuck that. Pardon my French. I'm playing centre, middle, left back. I don't care. Tierney should be saying, I'm not having that. Xhaka and Cole should be saying, I'm not having that. Jesus, I'm playing out wide or up front. One of the two. Eddie, the same. I'm not here to, as much as I do this phone thing, I'm trying to play with or instead of Jesus. Saka's got, Saka's living the dream. He's a number 7. There should be pressure on that smoke. I believe in Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe should be saying, remember what I was on. I don't care about Fabio Vieira, Martin Odegaard, Zinchenko. I'm the bully on the block. We need that. If everybody has that healthy competition, things take care of itself to a slight degree, man. Frankie de Jong is dream chasing. Tierney is injured, to my knowledge. Champions League, okay, I accept that because I want to be realistic, but in my head, I want to win. A club like Arsenal, at our size, is not building to be fighting for fourth. I'm sorry, we have to be realistic. There's City, Liverpool, etc. That's fine, I accept that. But also, you cannot accept that. Here, when you join this club, when you see our size, we cannot accept it. I can't lie, man. Edu, you reflect a lot of the things I say, and you lot get that vibe from me. I don't care what Liverpool and City are doing. We know we're not catching them, but I can't accept that just because they're good. What we doing then? We might as well pack up. What we doing? Just vibes in. Try be the best we can be. Challenge, man. Just because really and truly, we need to do better against the top 6. We need to do better away from home. We need to do better in terms of game management. We need to, there's many things Arsenal need to do. And these are things that I am listing before we're looking at ourselves, before we're looking elsewhere. Again, back to my point in that we are our best friends or our worst enemies. And that's not just us, that's elsewhere as well. Chelsea shot themselves in the foot last season. And that's why they didn't get near Liverpool and City. They're just lucky that Arsenal, Spurs, United at the time were shitter than them and couldn't make a meal of that third place, really. So he's right. I love it, Edu, man. That's why I really, really hurt when I arrived. I said, that's not the mentality of this football club. What's happening? Everyone's comfortable. Everybody's okay. Fuck you. Okay. I Edu, my guy. And I did hit Arteta kind of said that. And I'm not just swearing. Man said, fuck you. Okay. No, I don't want to lose games. We have to be there again. And I want to see physios. I want to see the scouting. I want to see everyone with that kind of feeling where you say, fucking hell. Now we're really going to go for things. And I think we are changing. Again, it doesn't happen overnight, but I think we are changing and putting some good mentality in the squad characters. And I think most Arsenal fans, that's all we wanted to see. We wanted to just have something to believe in. And let's be honest, for a number of years, there's not been anything to believe in. So yeah, it is what it is, man. We're doing what we're doing. Everyone persuading players to join face to face. I go there, I meet the player. If I have to travel to Germany anywhere, I want to see the player, the agent, the family, put everything together and say, guys, listen to me and what I want to say. And then I see what we are doing, our project, because it works both ways, doesn't it? I want to show them, but I want to see as well if they want to enjoy, because if I smell something wrong, then thank you very much. I go, obviously not signing them. I faced an experience like this for a player in Dortmund. I started to talk to them, engage the player, talk to the family, but always, yeah, but what about my contract? I said, listen, I want to understand first if you engage with this, if you like this, if you like it, I can talk. But the opposite, he said, oh no, let's talk about money. And to be fair, the player's right, blood. Money, bro, man need to be doing this management, this money thing, but it is what it is. If you like this, if you like it, I can talk, but not the opposite side. Oh no, let's talk about money. No. And one day I said to the agents, guys, thank you very much. It's not what I wanted to do. Boom. Should have, no snitching from Edu. So yeah, Edu on Jesus. I worked with Gabriel as well from the national team. I know him, I know his family, I know everyone, and that's why I decided to go there to talk to the family. I said to him one thing which his agent said was really nice. I said, Gabriel, I'm here to try sign you. Not the Gabriel from this season. I want the Gabriel from other seasons, because this season you've not played the way I know you. You've lost your shine. When I see you this season, I'm not seeing you as before, because I know you very well. I know the Gabriel from last season, because again, you have to be Gabriel. He looked at me and said, you're right. And you remember Jesus said he's been thinking about leaving City for 2-3 seasons. And obviously, you remember Jesus said also on The Athletic that Arteta and Edu showed him some statistics, gas him up. He's basically telling the gal, well, you're not butters, Don't let your ex think that you're actually hot, You're actually lit, Don't play down yourself. Hey, my guy Edu, Don't Edu. Get the barbecues out again, man. I'm so easily amused, man. Where's this interview from? The Athletic, broski. We're literally reading it on The Athletic. He looked at me and said, you're right. Edu, I'm missing out on targets. Bro, it happens. You miss out on targets. That's why, and especially where we're not Barcelona, Real Madrid, where Real Madrid I know they've won the Champions League, but for a number of times they were signing guys and they're not the team they was. Barcelona, not the team there was. Everyone wants to sign for them. If you're a Chelsea fan, you're stressed the hell out in it, really, in that regards. But it happens. By all means, in Raphinha, Vlahovic, go after them. If it doesn't work, cool. My problem for Arsenal is not that. It's I don't care about we tried. Try something else now. If you're in the rave, you try pull a beanie, and she says no, you need to try next one. What you're gonna tell your homies? I tried. She said no. They're gonna say what about the other ones? Try something else. Simple as that. You need to leave with something, brother. What's going on? A man said this explains his scoring 4 goals the week he was linked. Maybe because he thought Arsenal want me to go like Lacazette, and he looked in the mirror and thought, oh, man's basically a Brazilian Lacazette. Let me pattern up. I have a very good relationship with agents and players because it's part of my role. But when I talk to them, they explain to me as well, not only some ideas about Arsenal, I say, be transparent to me because I can help you. What possibilities do you have? What do you want to do? I can give you information as well, but give me a bit as well. He's reeled me in, Top Blue. Brazilian thing, man. Eddie's calm, man. Eddie's bossy. I can't lie. Well, it's gassed me, man. This is all I want to hear. For example, Raphinha was clear, and Edu is my close friend. You see how he said Edu's your close friend? For fuck Raphinha, Edu is getting the Brazil links. Not everyone can sign for Barcelona, and he's getting cool at Barcelona. Make sure we're cool with that regards. And, I know Raphinha scored a banger for Real Madrid the other day, but you're hoping it's a bit like Alexis Sanchez in a couple of seasons. I don't know, Messi returns or something happens, Raphinha's obsolete. You've got a good relationship with Deco. Raphinha, come to the carpet, man. Let's do this thing, man. Come on, blood. We need this. Brazil settings, I can't lie, man. I can't lie. I don't even know why I'm smiling. I'm getting excited. I don't know what's going on, people. I'm just so excited to see some bloody transparency, man. Ain't been clubbing months. 100 got to try multiple. But you got to come with satin, bro. You move to bare things. Some are gonna air. Some is gonna be fugazi. There's gonna be one gem there. I don't know this. I'm just going on the chat. This is all entertainment, disclaimers and things like that. But you get the point, isn't it? So yeah, that was his dream. So he said, "Thank you very much." Edu on reducing the wage bill. Now, let's be honest. There was issues there's a lot of. To be fair, there's a lot of things that Edu and Arteta have changed, needed to change, etc., etc. There's a lot of long-lasting issues at Arsenal. But I also think there's been some self-inflicted ones, really. You gave Aubameyang the big deal. You gave Willian the big deal. Mistakes happen. It's fair play. But we can't act like everybody's hands are clean. People make mistakes. These young footballers make mistakes. We criticize them. They do good things. We praise them. The same needs to extend to everybody. Critique and praise where due, really. To be fair, my first thoughts were about the quality in the squad. Of course, I have to be aware of salaries, but I started thinking this player is not the profile I want. Then when they have a big salary, then you have to take the decision as soon as possible to try to reduce the bill. There's a lot of discussion, wage bill. There's a lot of discussions about how to manage our wage bill. But if a guy is performing and has a big salary, that's not a problem, which is true. The problem is always with performance. We'd like to pay any money if the guy is performing at the top, and that works in all aspects of life. And we all know Kalajinac, which wasn't, Kalajinac got 100K from Arsenal from when he signed. That wasn't them. Mesut Ozil wasn't them, even though Wenger said don't sign him to a new deal. Aubameyang was them. Lacazette, they tried to give Lacazette a new deal, but Lacazette didn't bang. You know why we brought Lacazette to the carpet in hindsight? It just was never going to work. I can't lie. I was right about Pepe. I was right about Lacazette. I was right about Tavares. Go and check the old video, the oldest videos I've done. They're 3 things I'm never letting Arsenal fans forgive, because I used to take a lot of abuse for saying Lacazette lit, but he's not going to score 20 league goals for Arsenal Football Club. I said Tavares is going to be Banduli. But hey, told you what time it is. Pepe's only been good 18 months. Oh, why are you trying to sour down the window? No, I'm not. I'm flipping watching the guy. I always say I don't tell you what to think, just think. And I know that I don't watch everything in football, but when I watch something, when I know something, I know what I'm talking about, innit? Simple as that. So yeah, man, people had to go. Edu on Saka's contract, good, very good. Everyone is happy. Brother, let's talk about that. Get the deal signed. I don't hear nothing about Saka's contract until he's holding the shirt. Bro, how does Cedric get in all these pictures, bro? Shout out Cedric. This is how he survives at the club, man. Big him up, fullback union and that. It's normal. We're going to sit and put all the expectations in the right place. Our expectation. The main thing is how he feels and how comfortable he feels with us. I mean, I'm sure Saka feels comfortable. He's living the dream. I think he's come through the academy. He's cool with Arteta. He's cool in the players. He's playing all the time. I don't think a contract would be the thing. It's that, and obviously Arsenal have shown intention. Since he's busting the first team, we've brought in Odegaard, we've brought in Saka, we're bringing in the back of Champions League football, maybe playing for Liverpool and City. City probably helping us with Zinchenko and Jesus to get him, you know, in similar to when we signed Ramsdale and Ben White. Do you not think Saka was telling them what it's like at Arsenal? Do you not think the Dons that in the England camp were not telling Jack Grealish and Saka what Champions League football being at City's like? So is what it is. Again, where Saka, Jesus, and Odegaard, they might not be with us if we return to the promised land, but tie them down so that it's a means to an end, like Liverpool with Coutinho. If it happens, we can move on. Things happen. It will break my heart to see Saka go, but this is the reality of football, innit? You know, Saka would have my blessing to go because get me, you got a short career. I don't think you have to go. Yeah, I think things that you're praised for at Arsenal will be heavily scrutinized when there's a degree of expectation. But yeah, man, it makes sense. So hopefully, Edu on eventually having to sell players. Part of the plan is when you are starting to sell. That's the challenging one. You already need someone prepared. Sell if we are unable to do that, then Kapu is very challenging. For example, let's talk about next season or another. If we sell, I don't know, Bukayo Saka. I know it's only an example, bro, but don't use Saka as an example. I don't like that. Even though it's an example, don't put that into the air, man. That's not going to happen, but it's just an example. We as a club have to prepare his replacement straight away. So someone has to be in the squad, or we have to manage the market well. So if we sell him, we have someone straight away to replace him. Amen. Edu point stands. Sooner or later, Arsenal will want or need to cash in on someone they value. They are building in this squad again. That's where I'm happy with Jesus. If Jesus scores mad goals, I never want the guy to leave. But if you get stupid money from one of Europe's elite, you might be able to do a thing. Odegaard the same, Saka the same, Martinelli the same, and just bare other guys. You know, Saliba, and he's wanted by Barca. You know, I wouldn't take Barca's money because, you know, the offices at London Coley are going to get kicked down and certain men are going to get arrested. They might as well just give Marie some money to take the case, man. You don't need you at the Emirates. You might as well do it. You might as well ride a bird, really and truly. So, yeah, really, man. Luis Diaz was a nice plan. I wish we had that. So, yeah, big up Edu on the 5-year plan. Hopefully, you know, we get to see some madness around that. What's this? I think he's given multiple interviews, not just the Athletic people. So let's actually make sure this is a thing. I think it is. He said, we are so pleased to have Zinchenko with us because he is a player that we really targeted. It's a player that we really believe has the characteristics and qualities that are going to increase our level in the squad for sure. Amen. The Zinchenko transfer was planned like 6 months ago to feed that position in the best way possible, in the way which Mikel really wants to play. And obviously how you play with Zinchenko and Tierney, both on the field or either one at left back and things, gives you dictates the options. Mikel, of course, knows him more than anyone because they work together at City, but all the information around the player's top, not only his qualities as a footballer, but as a person as well, which is important, which is so important for us to have a player like him in the squad. Amen. Can we expect more signings? I think we have to be prepared for every situation. We still feel the transfer window is open, and the most important thing is to be, pardon me, clubs can approach us. Players probably want to go on loan, so there's still lots to do. But again, being prepared for me is the most important thing. And for sure, we are very much prepared for almost everything. Said, no, it's not me, it's Arsenal. Edu, my guy. I'm just part of the process of when you're going to sign a player. I'm there in the front of the player, in front of the family to explain who we are. I think we as a club have to be proud to have a player like Gabriel Jesus here. Oh, we are, Brazil. It's getting lit. It's getting lit. We actually got decent. Do you see the little chip thing against Chelsea? It's getting lit. It's getting lit. I'm so gassed that we have a striker that's bloody quick. Love Lacazette. I love what you brought to the table, but bro, you was like one auntie running for a W3 bus. You can't move, blood. Like you just immobile, really. And you steadily got worse and worse as an athlete. With Eddie's emergence and Jesus, I forgot what it's like to have a striker chasing lost causes, winning little fouls, working the channels and things. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. For sure, this process really, I think, takes like 7 months in terms of understanding each other and talking to each other, because also he has a lot of opportunities and then he chooses because he understands who we are. Yeah. Have you brought in players you wanted despite not qualifying? Big up Robbie, but no one cares what you got to say in relation to this. It's not only Champions League, but you can be part of a group of players which can achieve something very special for this football club. And then I always ask them if they want to be part of the project we've been building as we're doing. I'm sure we'll do something very special for this football club. And then when I explain to players, they really understand it. And that's why we're here. Have you met players that are not right for Arsenal? Yeah, he spoke about this already, people. For sure, the reason to meet players, to meet families, and to talk to agents is, of course, they have to understand us, but I also have to understand them. If they fit the model in all senses, then okay, we carry on. But I see something which I'm not really comfortable with. I'm moving on. People think we went in too deep about Raphinha because Raphinha is everywhere. It's fair. We did have some good conversations with Deco because Deco is his agent and I have a good relationship with him. We are friends. I just said to Deco, can you explain to me the situation with Raphinha? And he was clear. Edu, we have a good relationship, but I'm not going to lie to you. His idea is to go to Barcelona because he's dreaming to go to Barcelona. We've been talking to Barcelona since a long time ago, and we heard since February. So that was that's it. Okay, thank you very much. If something happens, then just let me know because I can explore and understand the situation. If not, no problem. We carry on with our relationship, which is true. In terms of moving players out, it's not easy, is it? No, but it's part of our job to try to create some opportunities for players. I think the most important thing is to make the player understand why he's here or why he needs to go. And then we create some possibilities with the player's agent and try to find out the best solution possible for the player. As soon as you give them a clear idea of what you want to do, it helps the situation. It's a challenge. Some players you could be told you're not playing and they will want to move on. Some people say, well, F that. I'm in London. I'm on a decent contract. I'll wait a year if and then I'll move on. Or some might be ignorant and say, you know what, I think I can force my way into your plans. But you're right, you have to be crystal clear, and then that's it, innit? It's down to them to do what they did. As soon as you give them an idea of what you want to do, it helps the situation. It's a challenge because you have to find club situations and loans. But again, if you can be direct to the player in a very respectful way, that helps a little bit to make the best decision. Obviously, he's going to say Arteta plays a key part. He said, 100%, I'm never, ever going to sign a player which Mikel is not comfortable with. Never. That's not my style for sure. It's not the Arsenal style. If we decide to work together, then the decision needs to be together. It's not Mikel signings. It's not Edu signings. It's Arsenal signings. That for me is the most important thing for people to understand. I always say people sometimes give credit to me or to Mikel, but the credit has to go to Arsenal. We are Arsenal. We are working together, and the decision we make is together. Around one decision is not only Edu and Mikel, it's a lot of people around those decisions. The most important message to the fans and for people to understand is that we sign players for Arsenal and they are decisions. And I mean, yeah, you sign players for Arsenal, but Arteta's got to want to use them. They can be signed for Arsenal as much as they want. If he said I wanted a right back, you sign a left back, and he's well stocked at left back, the Donny might not necessarily play. We're almost at 400 likes, people. One love to everyone who's hit that like button so far, people. That is ridiculous. Keep running that up. I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, man. He said he again. We've kind of gone over that, on the Athletics article. We spoke about him and Arteta, their first conversation, how they struck up a good repertoire and things like that. So big up that. You were with the owners on Wednesday. How supportive have they been in terms of spending? Not only with spending, because it's unfair to link the owners just with spending. They're very much important. It's sometimes unfair if people have some doubts about owners. They're really engaged, they're really supportive, and they're really present in the club, which makes us feel really comfortable. Similar to last season, as much as I may or may not like the Kroenkes, allegedly, they can't be blamed for us, Arsenal, not having the season we wanted to have. It's fully on the technical staff, the players, the coaching staff, Arteta and his team, and Edu and his team. That's why we never got top 4. We have a plan really in place, so we are probably in the middle of our project. We need to keep improving the quality in the squad. We have to make important decisions to make our squad better every year. So we have to improve. Here we have to always think about winning. I think the club was born to win things because of the size of this club. Then we have to always think about winning. Every single year we have to be better, and better. Looking ahead to the season, do you want top 4? Yeah, for sure. I respect, and we have to be realistic for these situations. But why not put here that I want to win again? I want to win there again as soon as possible. Why not? With all my respect, even being realistic, I